Welcome to the adventures of Scam Likely, the Masterpiece Collection. The Savanna was golden, but Scam Likely was seeing red. Or rather, he was seeing a gap in his trophy room. The Masterpiece Collection is incomplete, Scam sighed, gesturing with a dramatic flourish to his burrow. He had the musk of an elephant, the fiber of a zebra, and the earthy tones of a buffalo. But I lacked the golden fleece, the scat of Swift-Claw the Cheetah. Beside him, Snarlfang the Hyena let out a raspy chuckle. Since the Miracle Mud incident, Snarlfang had become Scam's unofficial muscle and biggest fan. He respected anyone who could outsmart a predator while being the size of a pebble. Swift-Claw is meaner than a sunburned honey badger, Scam, Snarlfang warned. He doesn't leave his donations in spots where a beetle can just roll them away. He guards his territory like it's made of gold. Scam Likely's antenna twitched. He's proud, Snarlfang, and pride is the easiest thing to trip. Here's the plan. We're going to give the fastest cat in Africa a reason to run even faster, away from his own lunch. The plan required precision. Swift-Claw was currently napping atop a high termite mound, having just finished a meal. He was notoriously grumpy when woken, and his speed meant any beetle caught stealing would be flattened before they could say dung. Snarlfang took his position. He began to let out a series of strange, high-pitched yelps that sounded nothing like a hyena. It sounded like a wounded, very tasty gazelle, but one that was moving away at a frantic pace. Swift-Claw's ears flicked. He opened one golden eye. The prospect of a second easy meal was too much to resist. He bounded off the mound, a blur of spots, chasing the sound of Snarlfang's expert mimicry into the tall grass. "Go, go, go!" Scam hissed to his crew. Pipsqueak and Grumbles rushed to the mound, but they stopped dead. The cheetah's contribution was there, but it was perched on a steep, jagged rock. "We can't get it down," Grumbles panicked. "It'll crumble." Scam Likely didn't break a sweat. He pulled out a small piece of discarded, shiny gum wrapper he'd found near the safari tracks. "We aren't just taking it," Scam whispered. "We're exchanging it." Scam quickly rolled a decoy, a perfectly shaped ball of common warthog dung that he had carefully dusted with golden-colored pollen. He placed it exactly where the cheetah's prize had been. Then, using the gum wrapper as a makeshift sled, he and his team slid the cheetah's golden fleece down the rock and into the safety of the brush. Swift-Claw returned minutes later, panting and annoyed. He'd found no gazelle, only a very smug-looking hyena sitting on a distant hill. He climbed back onto his mound to reclaim his territory. He stopped. He looked at the shimmering golden ball sitting where his scent marker used to be. It looked royal. It looked important. "What is this?" Swift-Claw growled. Scam Likely popped his head out from a nearby leaf, wearing a tiny tuxedo made of a black sunflower seed shell. "Pardon me, Sir Swift-Claw," Scam chirped. "I am the representative from the International Savanna Aesthetics Committee. We found your previous marker to be, well, lacking in prestige. We have replaced it with this 24-karat Commemorative Sphere. It's the latest trend among the elite feline circles." Swift-Claw looked at the golden warthog ball. He looked at the shiny wrapper Scam was holding. He had never heard of the committee, but he did like the idea of being the trendiest cat on the plains. "Humph!" The cheetah puffed out his chest. "It's about time my status was recognized. You may leave." Back at the burrow, Snarlfang was howling with laughter. "You gave him warthog dung and told him it was a trophy. He's literally guarding a ball of pig puck as if it's metal." Scam Likely carefully placed the genuine cheetah dung into the final slot of his collection. "He gets a shiny ego boost, and I get the rarest specimen in the Serengeti. Everybody wins." Scam leaned back against his masterpiece, a satisfied beetle in a world of giants.